I am Shimana Shaji. I am working in Bishop's Beachley College for Advanced Studies, Pallam. We were dealing with the various types of allowances that comes under the head income from salaries. And you might have understood that allowances are of three types. They are fully taxable allowances, there are fully exempted allowances, and there are partly taxable allowances. So, one of the important item of partly taxable allowance is house rent allowance, that is HRA. The provisions regarding house rent allowance are contained in Section 10, subsection 13A of the Income Tax Act. And the important provisions are: the amount of HRA will be fully exempted if it is received by judges of Supreme Court or High Court, and it will be fully taxable if the employee is living in his own house. That means he is not living in the rented house. In such case, the amount of HRA will be fully taxable. And the most important case, or the most important rule that you have to remember is, in all other cases, the least of the following will be exempt. That is, the amount of HRA actually received, rent paid minus 10% of salary, and 40% of salary in case of ordinary towns, and 50% in case of Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata, that is the metropolitan cities. So, you might know that salary for the purpose of each item is different. So, salary for the purpose of HRA will be basic salary plus DA forming part. That is only DA which forms part of the salary, only if it is given as forming part or for retirement or service benefits. Such DA only will come along with the basic salary plus commission on turnover achieved. So, what are the three items that comes under salary for the purpose? Basic salary plus DA forming part plus commission on turnover. So, let us go through an example to further understand the concept of HRA. A is employed in Delhi on a monthly salary of rupees 50,000. He is entitled to DA of rupees 1 lakh and a commission at 5% on turnover achieved by him, amounted to rupees 50 lakh. During the previous year, he received rupees 10,000 per month as HRA, though paid a rent of rupees 20,000 per month, and calculate taxable HRA. Now let us solve it out. Calculation of taxable HRA. So first you have to look whether it is a case of exemption. No, it is not received by judges of Supreme Court or High Court, and you can understand that the employee is paying rent. Employee is paying rent, so he is living in a rented house. And so the third rule, that is, the least of the below is exempt. The least of the following three items will be exempt from the amount of HRA actually received. So the following rule is to be applied for computing the amount of taxable HRA. That is, among the three items, the least of the three will be exempt from the amount of HRA actually received. The least of the three are, first item is amount of HRA actually received. Amount of HRA received. Amount of HRA received is how much? 10,000 into 12 months. So 1,20,000. Then second item is rent paid minus 10% of salary. So come to the working notes and calculate salary for the purpose. Salary for the purpose. That's equal to, how much was the basic salary? Basic was 50,000 per month. That means 50,000 into 12. Is a DA forming part? There is no DA forming part. This amount of dearness allowance given in the question is not forming part, is not for retirement or service benefit. So you should not write that. Then the third item is commission on turnover. That is 5% of 50 lakh. So calculate 50,000 into 12 is 6 lakh plus 2,50,000. That amounts to 8,50,000. 8,50,000 will be the salary for the purpose. So rent paid minus 10% of salary. How much was the rent paid? That is 20,000 rupees into 12 months. 2,40,000. Minus 10% of 8,50,000 is how much? 85,000. 85,000. So 2,40,000 minus 85,000 is equal to 1,55,000. Then third item is that person is employed in Delhi. It is a case of metropolitan city. So 50% of salary. 50% of salary. That is 50% of this 8,50,000. That amounts to 4,25,000. So the least of the above three items is, the least of the above is, what is the amount? The least of the above amount is, least is 1,20,000. 1,20,000. Then the exempted amount of HRA in this case will be 1,20,000. So taxable HRA in the question. Taxable HRA is equal to the amount of HRA actually received. That is 1,20,000 minus the least is 1,20,000. That is equal to nil. So the taxable HRA is nil in this case. Means the full amount of HRA you received, the amount of rupees 1,20,000, that will be exempt. That will not be chargeable to tax. So in this question, the taxable HRA is equal to nil. So I hope that you all have understood the concept of taxability of HRA. So that's all for the class. Thank you.